Oh, hey there. My name is Omar, and that's me on camera. I am an actor, and I act in commercials, film, television, you name it, I'll go for it. I've even done theater once. That's me playing a CEO. That's me playing a pimp with a criminal record and some nice face tats too. That's me playing a mechanic, getting down with the homies at work. That's me running away from danger on a major television network. I played a ton of roles. Some of them were comedic, some of them were dramatic, a lot of them were fun, and some of them were a little tedious. But all in all, they all added to this really cool experience of being an actor. Something that I never thought that I would be able to do. I didn't really grow up in an environment that told me that I could be an actor for a living. It was more so you gotta do something else that makes money. Well, imagine me when I found out I could make money doing this. But I also found out how much I really loved acting, how fulfilling it was for me. Something about being on set for me is amazing. And I want to share with you my journey, how I became an actor, what I'm still doing to act, what do I do to stay active as an actor. You see, it's not the easiest. People might say it's one of the most competitive industries to get into. What I think is that everybody has something unique about themselves that they can tap into. Of course, like learning an instrument, it's like learning a craft. But the interesting part about it, it's like learning about yourself. And that's what makes the journey so special, is finding that special part about you that makes you unique from everybody else around you. So what I want to do is I want to share my journey on how I'm finding that, how I've been able to find myself on set after set, how I've been able to stay booked and keep my head up even when I wasn't being booked. So join me and let's have some fun. Check. Mic, check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 3 4 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Reporting live from my studio. Hi, it's me again. My name is Omar. Putting together some action, baby. Gather around, everybody. I want to tell a little story about who I am, about where it came from, but also I want to lead it into my first audition, which was one of the most nerve-wracking experiences of my life. Walking into a room, a panel of people looking at you, looking very unimpressed, is pretty much what I remember. Heart beating, palms sweaty. This is how it starts. I never thought that I would become an actor. I never thought that I would get into it. It was just something that kind of by chance came my way. My first experience going into an audition. So gather around. I came from a family that just, the support wasn't there. The understanding of what it means to be an actor is just not there. My mother was a teacher and my father was a psychologist. So these are professions that make sense. They make money. They are tried and true. Both my parents went to school. They were scholars. Shamelessly enough to say, school didn't really work out for me the way it worked out for them, or it worked out for my sisters. And the things that I wanted to do were just so different. It wasn't until later on that I stumbled upon acting and I was able to have an experience of what it's like to be on set. And from that first experience that I had, I was able to sign with my first agent. And that's when I got introduced to Actors Access and auditions, which at first seemed like a lot to take care of, a lot to handle, a lot to learn. I had gone into an audition. I remember driving there, having the sides in my hand, looking at this piece of paper and hoping to God that I didn't mess up the lines or I didn't forget them. So driving there, the closer that I got to the agency where I was going to do my audition, the more I could feel my heart beating. The hotter that I got, the more out of control that I felt. Not knowing what I was going to walk into, not knowing what it was, but just a sense of terror. So anyways, I remember parking my car, sitting in my car, taking a few deep breaths. I'm gonna be good. Just do it. Just go for it. And I remember walking into this little office building and there was other actors sitting around. So I walk up to the desk. The person behind the desk gives me a little notepad to sign in on. So I write my name. My fingers are shaking and I'm scribbling my name. Horrible penmanship. And so I write in my name, the time that I come in, and the person that I'm auditioning for, and I sit there and I wait. Actually, a lot of the other people seem like they're a lot more comfortable than I am. So I'm starting to feel a little singled out over here. Some of them know each other. They're smiling. They're talking about their kids. They're talking about, different things that they're in. And I just feel like Mr. Outsider. Felt like that a lot of my life. Anyways, I'm sitting there and I'm going over my lines and I can just feel like each person being called in is getting closer to me. And I just feel my heart just thumping out of my chest. And I'm trying to think, well, I just have to calm myself down. But it's moments like that when I'm trying to tell myself to calm down, I just can't calm down. So I remember it was the person they called before me, and that's just when I'm at an all-time high, just nerves are wrecked. Then they finally bring me in. Needless to say, I go through my lines, and it's so unnatural, and I'm so stiff, and I'm just not ready for this. And I could tell there's just this look of pity on their eyes. I was just in and out. I did so bad that they didn't even give me another chance. It was just like, all right, thank you. Nice. I walk out of the audition room feeling utter embarrassment. Man, those were rough times. I remember going back to my car and just being glad that I got out of there. It felt like torture, to be honest. And I thought, why would anybody want to do this? That discouraged me for a long time from actually putting the time in and the work in to try to become an actor. And I think I remember the next at least 10 auditions being that weird. Just heart palpitations. Nothing would come of them. But there were so many auditions that just, gosh, try to think about them now, and they're just whack. I didn't have that spark yet in me, and it took me a while to actually find that. There was a few sometimes I felt like I might have caught a little something, and they're like, let's see that again. And I remember I landed one audition, and I was so surprised that I landed it, but it was the one that really kind of paid off and made me think, well, this is possible for me. So I just want to say that even if it doesn't feel right, auditions are always going to be strange right off the bat. And those are in-person auditions. Things have totally changed now. I'm filming myself at home. I feel like I can do as many takes as I want, but I say that to say this, auditions are part of the work. You don't get paid for them. Even if you're not making the audition, it's an experience to make adjustments. It's an experience to get to know yourself a little bit more, to know how to calm your nerves before you're going into a room like that. And I'm thankful that I was able to do so many of them so I can just get those weird feelings out of the way, because it feels like poisonous in the beginning, but eventually it becomes easier, becomes better. And now we live in the day and age of self-tapes. But that was my first audition experience. So I just want to say happy auditioning wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And there's a lot of different things that you can do to calm yourself down, to be mindful, to prepare if you have to be in person, because a lot of times callbacks are in person. But man, I don't miss those days at all. But I'm glad that I got through them. All right. Thank you. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for checking out the video. I hope that you really enjoyed it. I'm just here to let you know that there's so much coming up. I'm going to talk to you about my new journey. I just moved to California a couple months ago. So I just want to share all this with you, tips and tricks of anything and everything, whether it's auditioning, whether it's taking meetings, different gear that you could buy, anything to get an edge or to enjoy the process more. So like, comment, subscribe, you know, all the good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.